Hello everyone. Welcome to the exam analysis of the shift 1. Everyone please join and keep commenting down your score. How was the paper? What questions were asked? We do not see repeated questions, but topics are repeated by the institute. All right, so it will help a lot. It will be a lot of help for the others who have their exam in the second and the third shift. So everyone, please join, comment down your score, comment down which type of questions have been asked. Right? So I hope the audio and video is fine, and we can start with this exam analysis for the shift 1 of the RBWM paper. From the responses that I have received, the exam was on the moderate to tougher side, right? It was more on the tougher side. So if we talk about the difficulty level of the exam, then we will say that it was a bit tough or moderate. Now, numericals. Every time the weightage of numericals is less in our RBWM paper and the weightage of theory is more. This time also it has been the same. The weightage is around 80% theory, but 20% numerical is also there. So the weightage of numerical has increased in this exam. We are seeing some numericals, but numericals, some people they are saying they're on the tougher side, others are saying that numericals are quite direct. Direct formula based numericals are there. Maximum questions are there from module D, questions are there, and module B questions are also there, and module A. Theoretical questions are also there from module C. So our customer relationship management part, service quality, those questions are also seen. The pattern of questions, if we ask, the theory questions are direct. The numerical questions are also based on the direct formulae, but there are definitely a higher weightage of numericals as compared to the previous exam cycles. And case studies are also there. Case studies based on CRM is there. Then the product development process case studies are there. Which stage of product development? These questions are seen. Is there anyone from the shift 1 that can please, those can share your insights about what questions were asked? So if I talk about the numerical part, future value of annuity, future value and present value, these questions were there. Okay, so let us revise the formula for right now, although it is not possible that if you have not studied the numerical part, then right now it would be a bit difficult, but still let us revise. So first we have the three rules of 72, 115 and 144. I hope you remember that. We simply need to divide this number by the interest rate so that we can understand what will be the future value, right? The compounding. So if the interest rate is 6, we divide it by 6 to get in how many years the amount will double. We divide it by 6, 115 to see in how many years it will triple, and by 114. So we will see in how many years it will become 4 times. This question was there. Then the future value of money was there. What is the formula for future value? So simply we calculate present value. We use the present value which is given, multiply it by 1 plus r raised to power n. Again, I am repeating, the weightage of numerical questions was there. The weightage of numerical questions was there. More numerical questions were asked as compared to the previous exam cycles. In the previous exam cycles, we saw only 5 to 10 numericals, but here are more than 10 numericals were there. So the formula for present future value is present value multiplied by 1 plus r raised to power n. So if let's say 1 lakh is the amount which is invested, 1 lakh is the amount which is invested. So the present value is 1 lakh. What is the time period n? Let us say it is given 5. N is 5. And the rate of interest which is given to us is, let us say, 10%. All right, so simply we can put it in the formula. So 1 lakh multiplied by 1 plus we will use 0.10 because it is 10% raised to power 5. This is how you can calculate the future value. Direct formula is there. Although numericals have been asked, but direct numericals are there. So if you just remember the formula, then you can simply solve it. So one formula is the future value. All right. Similarly, if you want to calculate the uh, present value, also question on the future value of annuity due was also there. So the future value for annuity due, let us see what is the formula. So we will use what is the annuity given here. So A, and then multiplied by 1 plus I, which is the rate of interest, N, and then minus 1 divided by I multiplied by 1 plus R. All right, this is the future value of annuity due. So again, let us say the future value we need to calculate for 1000 rupees for a period of 5 years at the rate of interest of 5%. Simply put it in the formula. So 1000 multiplied by 1 plus what is the rate of interest? 5%. So 0.5 raised to power 5, which is our tenure, minus 1 divided by 0.5. And then with it I will add 1 plus 0.5, so 1.05. This will be my formula for future annuity due. Again, very simple. Use your calculators. You can find out this value. The option is there in your basic calculator, raised to power 5. So 1.05, this is not 5 but 0.5 raised to power 5. All right. So question was there from the future value of annuity due as well. Okay. So these two numericals were there. If we want to calculate the present value, so we will do the opposite. So present value will be calculated as the future value divided by 1 plus r raised to power n. So the formula for the future value was this, right? Present value 1 plus r raised to power n. We will take it here and calculate the present value. So just changing the sides. So present value is equal to future value divided by 1 plus r raised to power n. All right, clear? Please make note of these formulae. Numericals were there in your exam. So make sure that you remember these formulae. Right, 72, 115 and 144 for the returns. What will be the value of your investment in the next few years? When will it become double, triple or four times? What is the value of your debt? When will it become double, triple or four times? This question was there, numerical was there on the future value also. So it could be possible that the institute now in this second or third shift ask you about the present value. So the future value will be given to you divided by 1 plus r raised to power n. All right. So these numericals are there. So like I said, from module E, theoretical part is not asked. You are asked only the numerical part. You have around 3 to 4 formulae here. Okay. Apart from it, same from the module E itself, you also have a question from capital gains. So you were asked the long-term capital gain. Long-term capital gain was there. So CII, the cost inflation index. Index cost of acquisition, index cost of improvement. Let us revise the formula for our capital gains as well. So the question that we covered yesterday as well, how do you calculate the index cost of acquisition? So simply cost of acquisition multiplied by the CII, the cost inflation index of the year of transfer of the capital asset. Cost of acquisition multiplied by the cost of inflation of the year of transfer of capital asset, right? And divide it by the cost of inflation index of the year of acquisition. Of the year of acquisition. All right, this is the formula if you want to calculate the indexed cost of acquisition. This question was also there. So you were given a value that some person they purchased a property was the exact question is not available. Let's say if it was 50 lakhs, it was purchased at 50 lakhs. In that year, the CII was let's say 200 in the year of transfer and CII of the year of acquisition is let's say given 160, and then the year of transfer the value that was received was what, let's say it is 60 lakh. So you can easily calculate it. So the cost of acquisition is 50 lakhs, multiply it by 200 divided by 160, and you will have the index cost of acquisition. Please tell me this is clear. The formula for indexed cost of acquisition is clear. Yes. Everyone who is present, please confirm. Gopal, do you have your exam in the second shift or the third shift? In the second or third? So these were the only numerical part from module E. Present value, future value, and the index cost of acquisition. And similarly, if you want to calculate the index cost of improvement, then what you will do, rather than using the value of acquisition, you will use the cost of improvement, multiply it by the CII of the year of transfer, divided by the cost inflation index of the year of improvement. Direct question from the capital gains was not asked. They asked you about how to calculate this index cost. So the CII will be given to you in the question itself. The cost inflation index will be given. All you need to do is put it in the formula. Okay. Now let us discuss what all theoretical questions were there. So like I said, the difficulty level was moderate to tough. So be prepared to see some questions on the tougher side. Numericals were there, around 15 to 20 numericals were there. Maximum questions were there from module B, D, and numericals were there from E. Pattern of questions were 70 to 80% was theoretical and 20% was numerical, and although less, but there were case studies as well. So 10 to 15 case studies were also there. So theoretical part, branch profitability, around 4 to 5 questions were there from branch profitability. The gross profit was asked in the theoretical part. Then ROA and ROE concept was also there. If you want me to repeat any topic, please let me know. If you don't remember the formula for ROA or ROE, that you can ask: gross profit, operating profit, net profit. Revise these formulae. So ROA was also there and ROE was also there. Leverage ratio was also asked. Leverage ratio was also asked. Right? So you need to revise both the formulae, numerical as well as the ROA and ROE. Okay. So return on assets formula is what? Return on asset is net income divided by the average total assets. Net income divided by the average total assets was there. How do you calculate the net income? Fee income. You will add the fee income plus the net interest income. From it, you will subtract the operating cost. All right. How do you calculate the net interest income? Net interest income is income received on assets minus income paid on liabilities. How do you calculate the net interest margin? So once you have the net interest income divided by the average total assets. So net interest margin will become net interest income divided by the average total assets. Clear? These are all the formulae related to the return on assets for the banks. How do you calculate the average total assets? So total assets at the start of the fiscal year, total assets at the start of the fiscal year plus total assets at the end of the fiscal year and divided by 2. This is the formula for ROA. Noted, Deepak? ROA is clear? Confirm, and then I will move on to ROE. EMI, yes, EMI question was also there. EMI question was also there, so we need to discuss the formula for EMI as well. ROA is clear, all right. Then let us discuss ROE. So what is the formula for calculating the return on equity? First, we have the leverage ratio. Leverage ratio. Formula for leverage ratio is bank assets divided by the bank capital. Bank asset divided by the bank capital. Then if we want to calculate the ROE, then we have the simple formula net income divided by the bank capital. Net income divided by the bank capital. All right. The breakdown of this formula ROE can also be calculated by simply multiplying ROA with the leverage ratio. So ROA was what? Our net income divided by the bank asset. Net income divided by the bank assets multiplied by the leverage ratio, which is bank's asset divided by the bank capital. Cancel out the bank assets. So we have net income divided by the bank capital. All right. Anyone who was there in the first shift, if you have qualified and you gave your exam in the first shift, please comment down how was the paper, any questions that were there. Please tell us. All right. Then let us also discuss the formula for EMI. EMI calculation. We have done the question on EMI as well. So simply P, we will have, let me just clear it. We will have the principal EMI is equal to, all right. Clear? This is the EMI formula. So principal, amount, rate of interest, and N is the loan tenure. P into R into 1 plus R raised to power N divided by 1 plus R raised to power N minus 1. So let's say if we have availed a loan of 10 lakh rupees. 10 lakh rupees, the rate of interest, let's say, is we will take any rate of interest multiplied by 7.2%, right? And the term for which it is taken is 10 years. So we will not use 10, but we will take 120 months. Okay. So rate of interest is at, if it is at 7.2%, we can also write it down as, we can also write it down as 0.006. Okay. So P into R into 1.006 raised to power 120. This will be on the numerator side, right? Then we divide it by 1.006 raised to power 120 minus 1. All right. This is how we calculate the EMI. So the EMI on 10 lakh rupees for an annual interest rate of 7.2% for a tenure of 10 years. Clear? The formula is clear? Yes? Please confirm all the formulae that we have discussed for ROA, ROE, EMI. Clear? Yes, all right. Okay. That was the numerical part. Then questions from the gross, net, and operating profit were there, but they were from the theoretical. What is excluded when calculating the operating profit? What is excluded when calculating the net profit? Okay. Around 10 to 15 numericals were there. Around 10 to 15 numericals were there in the exam. This is more than what has been observed in the previous exam cycles. Obviously, all the papers are very tough. All the four papers in this exam cycle were very tough. But comparatively, the numericals are direct and straightforward. Exam level is somewhere between moderate to tough. The theoretical questions, some are very direct, like you have questions from the business models. The SBU departmental approach is there. From the product development, you have case studies. So let us now discuss the theoretical questions also. So branch profitability, theoretical part from operating net and gross profit is there. ROA, ROE, we have seen the numerical. From business models, SBU and departmental. Around three questions were there from this topic. So revise the SBU, characteristics of SBU, characteristics of the departmental approach, which banks follow which type of approach. Go through it once. Then Maslow's hierarchy, I have not yet received a response. If there was a question on Maslow's hierarchy, still you can go through the table that I have provided. Which level has which type of products? Credit score was there. The theoretical part on which activities will lead to a poor credit score. So one question was also there from the credit score. Then product development process, the four stages case study was there. Like the question was somewhere like these and these are the characteristics. We saw stagnating profits. So what level of product development are we talking about? Okay, so recall and revise the four levels as well. The growth, the introduction, growth, maturity, and decline stage. Okay, so these were there. Then module B weightage was quite high. Module B weightage was quite high. You had questions from the liability side, from the minor account eligibility, illiterate account eligibility, blind persons. So liability products were there. Fixed deposit was there. Now, whenever we see numerical questions, our mind goes straight away to that. So most of the students, they are just telling me that numericals were there, very hard paper was there, but still out of the 100 questions, 70 or 80 questions were still theoretical. So don't waste your time thinking about the numerical part. You have time for the second and third shift, so revise the theory. All right? For the illiterate account eligibility, we will take the thumb impression in the presence of the bank official, any person known. Then we will not provide a checkbook facility to an illiterate person. Then opening of a joint account of an illiterate with a literate close relative is allowed. Two illiterates can also open a joint account. So these are the features that we have discussed about the illiterate account. Right? Account opening for an illiterate individual. All right. What else was there? The thumb impression. in the presence of an approved witness, which should be known to the bank as well as the applicant. Then they should be explained all the terms and conditions, the name of the account holder, nature of the account number should be written, no checkbook book facility should be given. If we are talking about a if we are talking about a joint account with a close relative, then it will be the operations, withdrawal, everything should be explained, everything should be there. All right. Minor account, similarly, any minor above the age of 10 years, we can open an account for the minor, right? And the account opening form should be signed by the minor in the presence of the bank official. Similarly, checkbook facility can be provided if on request. Debit card question was not there. Debit card is, it depends on the bank whether it is going to allow the ATM facility or not. Whether they are going to allow the ATM and debit card facility or not. Usually RBI lays no restrictions on it, but some banks they offer, some banks they do not. Sanchari, what are you asking? We will take in months. Yes, when we are talking about calculation of the EMI, because equated monthly installments. So even if you are given 10 years, you will use 120 months. If you are given 6 years, so again you will have to use the months. All right. Calculation of the credit card was also there in the debit and credit cards. The outstanding, due, due date, then minimum account balance, all of these. So questions from credit cards was also there. All right. So credit card question was there. Home loan and education loan eligibility was there. Like you were given a case study, this and this is the situation. What will be the total quantum of home loan that the individual will be eligible for? So home loan and the credit linked subsidy scheme. Definition of the beneficiary, owning of the pakka house anywhere. Yeah, CLSS is the credit linked subsidy scheme. So the definition of a beneficiary was asked. So a family comprising of individuals, husband, wife, unmarried sons, unmarried daughters who do not own a pakka house anywhere in India. So the interest subsidy, recall and revise the interest subsidy, income criteria, maximum loan amount. So CLS question was also there. Then securitization question was there. Securitization was there. The process of securitization, definition of originator, obliger, the two stages. Lok Adalat was there. The maximum cases, amount cases that the Lok Adalat can take. So 20 lakhs. Decree of the Lok Adalat is a decree of civil court, deemed to be a decree of civil court. DRT was there, DRT and DRAT, the time period for which you can file an appeal. So within the to the DRT within 30 days, to the DRAT within 45 days on depositing 50% of the amount. Then failed transactions, failed transactions to be reversed within how many days in the ATM, point of sale terminal transactions which are allowed. NaCH and ECS was there, and bonds question was there. This was the convertible bonds question was also there. All right. Till now, this is what I have received responses from those who have attempted the shift one. If you have any further questions, anything, then please ask. So what is the NACH? National Automated Clearing House. It has replaced the ECS facility. ECS, which was the yes, you want, let us just see. Hmm. Electronic clearing services was there for making the periodic, bulk, repetitive payments. So ECS credit and ECS debit are the two variants of ECS. So if any individual, the ECS user, an institution, wants to make the distribution of dividend, interest, salary, pension, that is done through the ECS credit. And if they want to receive any payments like loan installment, investments, insurance premium, tax, water dues, electricity dues, then that is ECS debit. Now, what was the issue with the ECS? That there were categories of ECS scheme: the local ECS, regional ECS, and national ECS. These were there, and the institution, they had to categorize in which ECS should they apply for. Again, local ECS is particular to the geographical coverage of the clearinghouse. 81 centers are there covering one city or the satellite towns, suburbs adjoining the city. Regional ECS, so local ECS has 81 centers. Regional ECS has how many? It has 9 centers, and NECS is operated at Mumbai. All right, it is operated at Mumbai. LECS is operated by RBI or designated banks, RECS by RBI, and NECS also by RBI. Now, what happened in 2016? 1st May 2016, NACH, the National Automated Clearing House, has taken place of the ECS. So now all these bulk, repetitive, periodic payments, these are done through the NACH at the central and nationalized level. So we need not worry whether in which clearing house should we apply. Okay, so NACH, we have a centralized clearing system, and we also have the dispute management system in the NACH, which was absent in ECS. We also have the mandate management system, which was also absent in the ECS. So DMS, to raise and solve issues, and mandate management system for standardized mandate format, verification window. There's also the UMRN, the unique mandate reference number, to clearly identify each mandate for a customer. Different parties are there to the NACH: sponsor bank, destination bank, users, clearing time, settlement facilities. All right, clear? NACH. Then the different types of bonds were asked. So government bonds, municipal bonds, convertible, regular convertible is there. Then revise the different types of bonds as well. And then finally, revise the insurance products, money back policies, endowment policies, revise them. SARFAESI Act, basically so that the banks, they can recover their unpaid dues without the court intervention. So they can directly appoint a receiver. They can securitize the asset on which they have created a special recognized interest. 72, great. This is such a good score. Congratulations on clearing your RBWM paper. This is great. Could you please tell us some more questions that were asked in the exam, Sneha? What questions were asked in the exam? Please share with us. Please share what questions were there. All right. So, SARFAESI Act, basically selling the property, recovering the dues, then without the court intervention, these properties are there. All right. If we are talking about underwriting, so question were also there from investment banking. Question were also there from investment banking. What services are offered by investment bankers? Mergers and acquisition advisory services and underwriting. Creating the IPO, taking the shares into the market. Then the three types of underwriting services: full commitment, all or none, and firm commitment. All right. These are the three types of underwriting services. This also you can revise. Then the mutual fund products are there. Equity mutual funds, debt mutual funds, sectorial is there. So revise the different types, the different investments and deductions that I can claim under Section 80C by investing in the various avenues, tax deductions which are allowed, and capital gains tax. All of these things that we have already discussed. So these are the topics that you need to revise once again. From the capital gain, like I discussed in the very beginning, the indexed cost of acquisition was asked. Index cost of acquisition. We have discussed the formula in the beginning. Similarly, simply you need to multiply the cost of acquisition with the year of transfer, CII of the year of transfer divided by the CII of the year of acquisition. All right, so you can calculate the indexed cost of. Okay, another thing, another response I have got. Question was also there from equitable mortgage. Equitable mortgage. So revise the mortgage part as well. What is a simple mortgage? What are the features? What are the features of the equitable mortgage, which is also known as mortgage by the deposit of title deeds? Mortgage by the deposits of title deeds. So, in the towns of the three towns which are specified, the property can be located anywhere. The mortgage has to be created here. We just keep the title deeds with the mortgagee. There's no personal covenant. In the simple mortgage, we also do not deliver the possession. The possession is not delivered. We only held, the mortgager holds themselves liable, personally liable for the payment of the due. So revise the characteristics of the simple mortgage and equitable mortgage. Anything else? Anything else? Any more questions were there? All right. So now, if you have your exam in the second shift, so obviously you would have left. If you have your exam in the third shift, you have time. Revise these topics, and now I will meet you after your exam. So that is all for today. Let me know in the comment section as well what was your score, how was the paper, any insights that you can provide us. That will be very helpful. All right, then I will see you in the next session where we will discuss your results. So thank you and congratulations to all of them who have cleared the paper in the first attempt. Many, many congratulations. And all the best who have your exam in the second and third shift. All the best.